Hey everybody, I'm Harlan Cohen. This is Before College TV. This is In the News.
This morning, officials with an urgent warning after they say college students allegedly held COVID parties, knowingly attending gatherings with infected guests.
College kids are having COVID parties where they're getting tickets, they're buying tickets to come to the party, and then they will invite a couple of students that have tested positive for COVID. So if you are the first person that tests positive for COVID, then you win the money.
State officials confirming that students intentionally may have spread the virus around Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and now possibly the state.
Not only do the doctor's offices help confirm it, but the state confirmed they had also had the same information.
In Rockland County, New York, at least 8 confirmed cases allegedly linked to a house party full of 20-year-olds in a suburb of New York City.
It's a very uncaring attitude toward the rest of society.
Authorities say the host of the party was already symptomatic during the event, and there were at least 2 other parties with guests in common, and now officials say some of those at the party are not cooperating with contact tracers.
I don't have to speak with you. Don't call me again. I will not tell you anything, or I was not at the party. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. I was not there and I'm not going to speak.
Authorities issuing subpoenas to 9 people with possible $2,000 per day fines for noncompliance.
We are deadly serious. I will not allow to have the health of our county compromised.
It comes ahead of a holiday weekend as cases among young people are rising in many areas across the country.
The COVID party is just an example of 18-year-olds just being totally reckless and irresponsible. And then there is racist and ignorant. Once you post something in the world today, you can trust that other people are going to see it. And it's not just going to be people in your social circle. Someone is going to share this. There is a high school athlete from Cornell who posted a video on Snapchat, and he is no longer going to Cornell. This happened at Marquette University, a student on Snapchat. University of Florida, a student posting something on Instagram. You can't post racist. You shouldn't post this stuff because you shouldn't be, so ignorant that you would be compelled to do that. Now, Cornell is welcoming students back on campus in the fall. They're going to be doing in-person teaching. Cornell researchers concluded that students would be better off, safer being on campus than actually doing distance learning. The study talked about distance learning exposing students to more high-risk situations as opposed to students being on campus, which would limit their interactions. There's a lot of flaws in this study, especially when a study comes from a university. Clearly, they have an agenda. It's like the Dairy Council telling people that drinking milk is good. There's a lot of people who are pushing back saying, really, we know you want students to be on campus, but to tell us that it's safer for us to be on campus, that's something that's going to be hard to appreciate. When you look at that story, and then you see what's going on already on college campuses, at least 80 students at the University of Washington in fraternities tested positive for coronavirus, a foreboding sign for college openings. Over 150 college athletes contracted coronavirus after being pressured to practice. Students are getting together. They're already contracting coronavirus at Clemson, Kansas State, the University of Texas, University of Iowa, dozens of confirmed cases among athletes. When it comes to convincing people to be smart about the choices they're making, there are some states that aren't requiring masks. Georgia is one of these states. So to help people to wear masks, the governor is now telling people if they don't wear masks, you can expect there's not going to be college football. Swarthmore College suspends fall athletics due to COVID-19. The college is only going to allow first-year students, transfers, sophomores, and resident assistants the options of returning to campus. Everyone else will be enrolled remotely, which impacts athletics. When it comes to what it's going to be like, what students are going to be experiencing once they live on campus, the Daily Trojan from USC is reporting that housing is going to be very different this year. Typically, students will live in residence halls and live with 2 or 3 people, but this year, campus housing is going to be single occupancy. So because it's single occupancy, there aren't going to be as many students allowed on campus. It's going to be changing the dynamics. Also, how students interact and how they eat and the activities and how they're involved is going to be completely different this year. At Amherst College, they have ordered tents. That's right. There may be outdoor classes this fall semester. They've ordered 20 tents as a contingency plan. Florida State University made a big blunder. Florida State University said in a statement that they're no longer going to allow employees to care for kids while working remotely. Well, this set off just a firestorm of reaction. People were tweeting, they were sharing. People magazine picked this up. Quickly, Florida State University backpedaled on this and clarified the notice, telling employees that this was only for staff. It's not for the professors and the teachers. But it still begs to ask the question, what do you do if you're a staff member? Well, the faculties at many of these schools are now sharing letters to the public. They're sharing that they're scared. They're worried. One faculty member at Penn State University talks about how the football players have the right to attend classes remotely, but the faculty doesn't. There's nearly 1,100 faculty members across 24 Penn State campuses who have signed a letter urging administration to give them the autonomy to make these decisions. And you see this in Notre Dame, at North Carolina State University, Boston University. There's another story from the University of Iowa. Their concerns are valid. More than 40 Bay Area school principals in quarantine after coronavirus exposure at a meeting. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Phew. It's kind of appropriate that I'm sneezing. Isn't that funny? Like, this picture made me sneeze for some reason. This is just a preview because what's going to happen in the fall, right? Like, what's going to happen if there is a case at a high school or at a middle school or at a college or university? If these 40 principals have to quarantine now because they had an administrative meeting, what's going to happen with the teachers? The thing that I'm anticipating is because I've got kids, so it's not just me thinking about colleges. Well, there's going to be these cases. And when there are these cases, schools are going to shut down, right? Like, how else are they going to manage it? So it's going to be this constant back and forth because we know that there are going to be students. We know that there are going to be families. We know that there are going to be teachers who are testing positive. If you're interested in seeing what's happening on college campuses, what the plans are, the Chronicle of Higher Education does an amazing job. They've got a database of over 1,000 colleges. Over 61% of colleges are planning in person, 22% proposing a hybrid, 8% strictly online, 6% are considering a lot of scenarios, which means like, what? I don't even know. 2.7 are waiting to decide. So this is something that is fluid. It continues to happen. There are a lot of students who are still figuring out, what should I do? Do I want to postpone a year? Well, Dartmouth reversed their decision. They said, listen, if you aren't enrolling in 2024, if you're the class of 2024 and you're not enrolling, then you are going to have to reapply. This is what they originally said. But now they have changed their story. And if you are a student who's in the class of 2024, you can postpone, defer your admission. One of the things that Dartmouth didn't want was to have lots of students defer, because when lots of students defer, that means there are going to be fewer seats available for the students who are seniors in high school. Already, there are 33 members of the class of 2024 who have requested a gap year. That was as of the June 1st deadline. So that number, we would imagine, will increase. At Williams, they're reducing the cost of attendance by 15% to recognize changes. Tuition is $50,450. I laugh because that's a lot of money. But that's the reduced cost. It used to be $56,970. When it comes to money, there's some good news here. College students to get a break as student loan rates drop to historic lows. So to help you understand how this impacts you, the interest rate on a federal student loan for undergraduates has dropped to 2.75% down from 4.53%. The Parent Plus loan is 5.3%, down from 7.08%. If you are a parent and you are investigating loans, it's really important to also look at private lenders, because the rates for private lenders are oftentimes lower when it comes to the parent loans. A story that kind of just drifted to the side, DACA. The Supreme Court's DACA ruling means that undocumented students in colleges, universities, it means that these students can attend. It doesn't mean they're done having to worry. And there are so many students who were really concerned. This was going on for a long time. And I work with a lot of students who are undocumented. The number includes 100,000 undocumented students that graduate from high school every year. And there are, thousands who are attending college and universities who didn't know if they were going to be able to go back. We're really living in a place of uncertainty. So if you want to learn more about DACA and why this is so important, this is a really great story that I really urge you to check out. Finishing up, Grown and Flown, one of my favorite places to visit. Is my family's vacation destination or teens college town safe? New tool shows COVID risk by county. You can see up-to-the-date data on what is happening in your particular community. If you click on this map, you are going to get the most updated information. You can zoom in to see exactly where your county is in terms of exposure and daily cases. I really encourage you to check that out. These stories are all available for you right here on Before College TV. There's links to every single one. This is updated today. If you have a story that you want me to share, if there is something on your mind, please let me know. I am so excited and so grateful to be in your corner. I'm excited to be here. Have a great holiday. I'm Harlan Cohn. This has been In the News. Thanks for watching Before College TV.